There is a video going viral on X. And this video going viral on X is from a former employee of Crowder. And move the mic closer. Can they not hear me? Can they not hear me? One in the chat. Can you hear me? They can hear me, right? Okay. So this was from a former employee of Crowder. Okay, Steven Crowder. For those of you that don't know, I covered the Steven Crowder case back about a year ago now, when Candace Owens had a. I'm sorry, guys. I came from practice. I got to start over. So I covered the Steven Crowder case about a year ago. And I'm going to show you the original video that went viral. Now, mind you, I'd like to reiterate, I am a fan of Candace Owens. You will never catch me not saying that I'm a fan of Candace Owens. I grew up watching Candace Owens. I love I think she's great. But I don't think Candace understands the depth that women will go to destroy a man's life. I was also shocked and appalled. When I figured this all out, guys, I was shocked, appalled. I couldn't believe it. Candace is not in the red pill about this as far as I know. I know she's covered some of the Me Too stuff, but I don't think she knows the depth of family court yet. Now, I'd like to make a disclaimer. I'm not an expert. I don't know I know more than I would say 95% of people, but I'm not a legal expert. I don't give legal advice. None of that. I do interviews. I report the news. So, about a year ago now, Candace Owens had this video, and can you show my screen? And in this video, and I might have to go over so much today that I'm just going to show the clip. In this video, when Steven Crowder, one of the biggest conservative political commentators, got divorced, Candace covered it. And Steven came out and he said that he was getting a divorce and his wife divorced him. Now, maybe Candace knows her. I don't know. Somehow she got private ring footage from years ago. Okay, so somehow Candace got her hands on private ring footage. I, being an outsider, I don't know, came to the conclusion that someone from the ex-wife's camp leaked this footage. Okay, I don't know how else. Now, to me, this was suspicious. And it's suspicious because I've done so many cases or interviewed men where a woman leaks a piece of footage completely out of context, okay? Just completely. They don't show anything leading up to it. They don't say what exactly happened. And so when I saw this footage, and I've shown it before, I just knew this wasn't the full story. I knew it. I knew it for a couple reasons, and I'm going to go through them with you. Okay. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys.
You refuse to do wifely things, then I will go pick up the groceries.
There's no groceries. I do have
Steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it. How about you first? Hillary, how do you respect the man? Yes, other than that, other than that, you receive love and respect. No, other than that, no, you're not taking the love.
Steven,
You're not taking the cover.
Steven,
You are not.
then I will ask them to pick me up. Would you like me to ask?
Oh, that's right.
It's not about Steven.
Get an Uber.
Okay, Steven, I can't.
Feeling some constraints?
Steven.
Like, I can't go. Listen.
So to me, this just seemed like a couple's fight. Okay, maybe none of you guys have been in a fight. Maybe. This just seems like a fight. But I just thought it was weird the way she had her belly out. It just looked like she was acting to me. Now, again, I don't know. But I know that it is not uncommon for women to plan divorces years ahead of time, to hold on to any bad argument from years. I mean, Blessing, didn't it blow your mind when we started doing this divorce documentary?
Oh yeah.
When you're I mean, I interviewed one chick who, or not chick, one guy who the woman said that she was great. Like she said that he graped her. You catch my drift? 10 years ago. So it's suspicious to me when, chicks are, it just looked suspicious, okay?
Listen to me. You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my
Okay,
friends.
so they're arguing about a car, whatever.
I can't go. I can't be home. You're going to take the car and leave me here. Hillary.
And again, as a conservative, the first question we should be asking is, ma'am, why aren't you listening to your husband? Because true marriage, biblical marriage, is submitting to your husband in all things. And I'm sorry, guys, not using a car and being told to walk the dogs, that's not abuse. You might not like the tone, but it's not abuse. And I'm cautioning women, we really got to stop throwing this abuse term around. That's feminism. Feminists came in and changed the definition of abuse. They added in financial abuse, they added in coercive control, they added in all these terms that don't mean anything. Abuse is one-sided hitting, okay? So again, these are strong claims, all right?
Think of how boxed in you've made me.
What do you need me to pick up? I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work either. Do you understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you're going to be back when I'm back?
They're arguing about a car.
The only way out of it is discipline and respect. It's the only way out of it, or we're at an impasse.
We are at an impasse.
Good. Because you can't have any discipline or respect. Yeah. There you go.
I mean, imagine imagine making millions of dollars and busting your ass to become one of the biggest names in conservatism, and your wife can't even listen to you about driving a car. Crazy. Crazy.
You give up so easily.
I don't give up, Stephen.
Hillary,
Stephen?
you give up so easily.
I
I just said the only way out of this is discipline and respect. You said, then we're at an impasse.
Stephen, no, we are at an impasse, okay? I love you, but Stephen, your abuse is
Okay, and so this is what women do. I've seen this. They'll start talking to the lawyers, okay? And the lawyers get in their head and tell them, "Oh, that's abuse, that's abuse." So, again, they change the definition of abuse. They add in financial abuse, emotional abuse, all these things that aren't real abuse. And then the woman goes and tries to get evidence of it. I don't know. Again, this is my take, okay?
Watch it. Watch it.
So now that's what he's saying. He is clued into what's going on. So he's saying, watch it. You can't say abuse. That's not actual abuse. And he's right, guys. Not ladies. Like we have to get this out of our head. A guy telling you no in a tone you don't like is not abuse. It's just not. Okay.
Watch it.
I'm gonna let go. I'll get what you need me to get. And I need some space. We need to just stop engaging for a little bit. Okay? I love you. I love you very much.
I don't love you. That's the big problem. I've never received love from you. And
Now, I know on paper, if you're not super red-pilled, right, men receive love through respect. So he's saying here, again, I just want you to listen to me. That's what he's communicating. Women and men don't receive love in the same way, okay?
is when I go, look, I need you to do A, B, C, and D. You just be disciplined about it. You go, no. But I love you more than life itself. Okay. Put on some gloves. No. But I love you more than life itself. That's not fair. That's not fair, and it's disingenuous. Hillary, you're right. We're at an impasse. Become someone, listen to me, day in and day out, worthy of a wife. No, not as a wife. I didn't say as a wife. Hillary, come on now.
I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to engage anymore. I'm going to go. I'll get text me what you need. I'll get you what you need. I love you. I'm committed to you.
Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things?
I'm not going to.
Are you committed enough to do those things? You're not committed to anything. You're not committed to anything. You just said I love you. I'm committed to you. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Walk the dogs. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to do those things?
Now, again, like, no hitting, Okay? No. Now, okay, we're gonna get to the damning part.
I'm gonna just
Walk the dog. Put on some gloves. Are you committed enough to get the medication the dog? No, you take that.
Okay, so again, Steven gets angry and by his own admission screams, "I'll F you up," with his pregnant wife, Hillary, who then flees the home. Okay, I'm gonna pull up something else. Now, this on paper looks bad. But again, I have seen too many of these cases. The same way, Candace had this oh my gosh, it was so fun. See, I love Candace. That's why I hate having to go through this, but I got to. When I interviewed her, I did an event with her this weekend. Oh my gosh, and I was so nervous, guys. It was 3,000 people watching. I have never done public speaking. I wanted to die. I was like, I mean, I know I've done it with you guys. Okay, I know I have, but it's different. This is a camera. I'm not seeing you guys, Anyways, so okay. I later, and I covered this in a different stream, but we've been cutting so much stuff because we're trying to get we just cleared pretty much the whole channel. So, okay. Then I get this. You can just put the audio on, Blessing. You don't have to share the screen because it's just audio. Okay.
That is the context of that. Saying if you go to your friend and you know that it was not meant that way, and you marry it with Stephen threatened to hit me, Dr. Walker,
threatened to hit me.
You want to play those?
So they're arguing, and I know this. I've just seen it too many times. They're arguing about her going around saying that he's abusive. And that's what they're arguing about. And he's saying, I didn't mean it that way. Right? Because we all know conversations have context. If I come in and I say blessing, I'm gonna fight you.
Damn, pal.
There's a completely, just my tone is a completely, are you scared I'm actually gonna fight you, Blessing?
Nah.
Yeah. Some girls say that in a way to be flirty. Some girls say that in a way to actually fight. All conversations have context, right? So this is what I'm trying to explain, okay?
Those games? You want to play those games? I'll play those games. I will fuck you up. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that, Hillary. I didn't mean it that way.
So now he's saying, do you want to play those games? I will f you up. Okay, I didn't mean it that way. So now, no, just I want you guys to understand how I'm processing this information. Pearl, okay? I'm thinking, so I have a girl that's already lying. I mean, she's leaking out of context stuff to the press. And because, sorry, how else did you get that? Private ring, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, all of my footage is going to be on my website, guys. We're working on it.
That's exactly what happened. I will actually say that what Steven is saying right now is exactly what happened, okay? That terrified me, and that is way too far. And it can't happen.
But it's way too far to claim that I've ever been violent, threatened violence.
And you know what? Let me tell you something I appreciate.
And this is gaslighting, because again, guys, if he wanted to be violent, he's a 6'2" in shape guy. This is gaslighting. Okay, this is ultimate gaslighting.
Okay? I appreciate that the way that he just communicated what happened to you is exactly what happened. Okay?
I was louder.
You were louder. Now, what you need to understand was you are a big man. You have never said anything like that to me before. Okay? You've never said anything like that to me before. And it truly scared me. Okay? And I need you to understand that it truly, really scared me.
I understand.
Can you imagine living in this gaslighting? Sorry. This is why I believe in divorce now. No, I'm just okay. But you guys, so this is how I'm processing this. Maybe, Call me crazy. All right. So then, we're going to go through what I have noticed that women tend to do in divorce proceedings. Okay, yeah, they said he could have handled it differently, but not abuse. Okay, so I I'm going through this, okay? So, the first way that I process information personally is I look for patterns and trends. Now, the same way the FBI profiles serial killers. Now, please do not say that I'm saying these are the same thing. They're not the same thing, but it's the same process, right? Many times, FBI profilers can figure out who a serial killer is because, they have things in common. I have found this with divorce cases. Many from completely different backgrounds, from completely different parts of the world go through the same thing. So, what women tend to do in divorce proceedings is they not only try to legally rob the man and steal his children. Most men take L's a lot better than women. So, what most men tend to do is, they'll take the L, they'll move on with their life. They just want to be left alone. But for women, it's not enough. That is not enough. They not only rob him legally and, you know, also they rob him legally and steal his children. They go a step further and ruin his reputation across the town. Many times the man has no idea. He thinks that he's in a happy relationship, and unbeknownst to him, many times she tells her friends that he is an abuser and does not give the full context like we just saw. So, mind you, this woman has probably been going around to all of the Daily Wire people for years and telling them these awful things. Now imagine, I'm going to pretend Blessing was the victim here. Sorry, Blessing. Now imagine Blessing brings in his girl to work, right? And I say, "Oh, hi, how's it going?" And for a couple years, she's like, "Oh, it's good." Plays victim. And then says, "Yeah, he hit me yesterday." And I say, or he put hands on me yesterday. And I say, "Oh, he put hands on you? Well, that's not good." Well, don't say anything. And so, then I would start to look at Blessing like, What's going on with you, Blessing? You seem pretty chill, but maybe he's dumb. I don't know."
Please don't did me.
Now, yeah, but you guys get the idea. So my guess is this woman's been going around telling these stories for years. That's my guess. And I'll give you an example. And sometimes I actually, to my core, think that the women just have never gotten pushback or questions about a story in their life. I think they convince themselves. Okay, honest to God, some of them, I think they believe it. Am Is that crazy to think, Blessing?
Nah.
Is that, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they don't. But sometimes I'm like, I swear, I think if these chicks took a lie detector test, like I think they would pass. Okay, but an example is a girl came on my show. She said, "I was thrown down a flight of stairs by my abusive ex." And the way that you can decipher these stories, guys, you have to ask a lot of questions. And you have to say, okay, tell me what specifically happened. What led up to the argument? What were you guys arguing about? And in this case, the woman, she said, "Oh, he was trying to get me to leave." And I said, "Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Where were you?" "Oh, I was at his house." "So you were trespassing?" You forgot to leave out the detail. And so what a lot of guys do is women either won't leave or they'll get in their way, and the men will push them, and the women will say, "He put his hands on me." Or they're hitting first. They hit him first, and then he defends himself. No. I don't know. I'll wait for the facts to come out, but I'm skeptical of any abuse claims. Did any of these people claiming abuse file a police report? The law is on your side as a woman. I'm sorry, it's favored towards women, not men. If you have significant evidence, you should be able to file a police report. Then what they'll typically say is, I was too scared. But my question is, if you were scared, then why are you not scared to talk about this publicly and go around to all of his friends? That doesn't make any sense. That it just doesn't, okay. Did she have any actual injuries? You know, guys, I squat 250. I deadlift 300 pounds. I'm an athlete. If me and Blessing were in a fight, I would actually bet on Blessing. I think he'd win. Like, you can't do much against the guy, especially, I mean, Crowder seems like he's in decent shape. So where are the injuries? How did the argument start? Did he hit him ever? Are there any witnesses to this alleged abuse, or is it all stories? Do we have actual witnesses? Has there been a pattern of similar behavior in the past? Are there any documented instances of threats or coercion? Has the victim sought medical assistance? Has there been any clear attempt to control or manipulate the alleged victim's behavior? Is she getting custody of her children? And my question is, it should be easy for women to get custody, especially if you have an abusive ex. So if you're not getting custody, my question is, and I have no idea if she is or she isn't, but the laws, and especially in Texas, I'm sorry, I've interviewed some guys from Texas. I know they have a minimum on child support, so I think that's good. Or maybe no alimony, it's something like that. But let me tell you, Texas is no special state. It is brutal. I interviewed a guy that spent $1.5 million on a divorce. And he didn't get primary custody out of Texas. It's like one of the most expensive divorces. Okay, so, oftentimes what I see these women do is they get close to the guy's friends, families, and enemies in the process. So many times women use the man's friends and enemies to put together a smear campaign. The equivalent of this to me would be reaching out to any woman that I've ever pissed off. I mean, you could, Blessing. I mean, we've seen smear campaigns come at me, and they just, it gives basically a microphone to anybody that had a disagreement with you ever to be speaking things that are fact. And if you're married to someone, I mean, I think Blessing could put together an effective smear campaign and we just work together. Imagine if you're married to someone.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you could probably do it, right? If you wanted. Please don't. But, like, if you... Do you know what I mean? Like, if you wanted, it probably... I mean, you would know where to start.
It makes sense, but yeah.
Yeah,
If you're
please.
married, then that's long.
So, the most devastating one of these people is the children. And I've just heard the same story, like, from 50 different people all around the world. I just know this stuff when I see it. They always leak out of context footage. They always reach out, they may reach out to ex-girlfriends, ex-lovers, ex-business employees. And typically they try to make money off of it. And, I'm looking at this chick's, let me go to her page. Could you share this? She pops out of nowhere with a Twitter account rebuilding from the rubble. Like, guys, you could make an X account if she wanted to give political commentary. I wouldn't care. But we don't have to make, this a spectacle. Like, you don't have to make the whole divorce a show. We could just say, you know what? We were terrible together. Let's move on. Let's get along for the kids. So, I don't know, rebuilding from the rubble. And we're going to get to this. a lot of like and what these girls will do is they'll put vague stuff that everyone knows what they're talking about. Like in June of 2022, I was sleeping on a mattress in my closet that was too big. The sun was bright. My head hurt as I tried to distinguish what the truth about about a lie about my life. I could no longer envision what my future looked like. All I saw when I looked ahead was a void and complete darkness. I like what is this? A Lifetime movie? I mean, just do the right. And then I get the bad guy. I'm the bad guy for saying, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't be leaking this ring footage." I don't think he's an abuser. And the only point of my stream is to disprove this stuff. And guys, I don't have any dog in this fight. Everyone keeps asking, why do you keep, pushing this? Why do you keep, why can't you just let it go? And I can't let it go because I've seen too many men on the other side of this. I've seen and when men are put in this position where the woman's ruining their reputation, stealing their money, stealing their children, many commit suicide in this process. So, you know, you know, I don't know, this is just me going through this stuff.